Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Jake from Black Media, and I'm here today to show you the latest addition to our studio, the TD-15k electronic drum set by Roland. I've been playing acoustic drums for a long time, and I've always was really hesitant to go with the electronic drum set, but this one has completely blown me away. It's really fun to play, and it's actually quite similar to an acoustic set. There's a lot of things that they've done, a lot of technology has gone into it to make it sound as close as possible. This one is like I said, the TD-15k. There's also a TD-11, which is one step below, and there's one step above this one, that's the TD-30. I ended up going with the TD-15 because it's super portable, really light. The whole thing weighs, I think, about 50 pounds. I can pick it up and move it across the room in pretty much one go. The brain is powerful enough to give me really realistic sounds, and the pads are good enough to make it feel like an acoustic drum set. This particular set, the TD-15k, comes with two PDX 8-inch pads for the snare and the floor tom, two PDX 6s for the rack toms, and these kind of function pretty much the same. One's an 8-inch, one's a 6-inch. They have two triggers per pad. So there's the center trigger that gives you whatever the drum sound is, whether it's a tom or a snare. And then there's the rim trigger that is the rim sound. So I'll show you on the floor tom here, the middle of it, and the rim trigger. So they're all capable of doing two sounds per pad. And then there's also the velocity sensitivity. It opens up the drum more when you hit it louder, like it would in an acoustic set, and it kind of flattens the sound when you hit it really softly. And I'll show you on this rack tom here. So as I hit that last velocity peak, it really opens up like it would on a real acoustic tom. So now onto the hi-hat. The hi-hat is probably the most limiting thing about this set. If I went with the upgraded TD-15, the TD-15k V, it comes with a hi-hat that's actually on a hi-hat stand, and then the TD-30 actually has two moving parts, like a real hi-hat. So this one, it's great for portability. It's attached to the drum rack, so it's all inclusive with that pick up and move it. There's no separate part. But it feels kind of plasticky. It's not the greatest feel. With the cymbals, it's made of the same thing. The hi-hat and the cymbals are both made of the same material. But the cymbals, it doesn't really affect me as much because I'm normally just crashing on it. The ride, I'm riding on it, but it's not a big deal. The hi-hat is kind of funny. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. But it works. It totally works. It's just not. I'm not like super excited about it. You have a fully closed sound, which sounds like this. You have a slightly open sound that sounds like this, and fully open sound that sounds like this. But you can really hear when you hit that next level. It doesn't really move smoothly through those sounds. But it works. It totally works. When you're playing or recording with it, it's really not that big of a deal. It's something as an acoustic player that it kind of bugs me a little bit. It'd probably be the piece that I upgrade first when thinking about changing something on the kit. Onto the cymbals. I got a crash and I got a ride cymbal. The crash cymbal has two triggers, one for the face of the crash and one for the edge of the crash. And that two sounds that you heard was the different velocities, me hitting it one velocity and then a second velocity hitting that extra crash sound. It also has a choke grip on it. A little soft part of the pad right underneath here. I think it runs from about here to here. When I hit it and I grab that, it'll choke the cymbal. Pretty cool. The ride has three triggers. The bell, the face of the cymbal, and the edge of the cymbal. And again, it has a choke. The kick drum is pretty simple. It's kind of a spongy pad. It feels good. It feels like an acoustic drum set, but it's just one trigger, nothing fancy, but it's a bass drum, so it doesn't really need to be. It does have velocity sensitivity, which is pretty good. You can hear it kind of get punchier and open up as I hit it harder. I'll give you an example. Yeah, so that's that, and The brain, the TD-15 brain, I'm going to do a separate video where I go super into the brain and tell you all the little nuances and tricks and stuff that it can do. But for the most part, in this overview of the set, I'll tell you it comes with 50 sounds.
Oops!
And you can tune all these drums, and you can add reverb to it too, which is kind of cool. There's also some backing tracks you can play to, and there's a coaching system that gives you exercises and helps you keep time and give your kind of like your rudiments and your fundamentals, keeps them nice and crisp. And one last note on the hardware, it's really good quality. It feels super sturdy, it looks really nice, the finish on it's really cool. Everything's staying together well, everything stays tight, not having any problems with things moving or anything like that. I was actually quite impressed with the hardware. It's really cool. So I guess that's it for the drum set. I'm going to play the video out on the set so you can kind of hear how it sounds.